My Hero Academia Strongest Hero is shaping up to be a pretty exciting title for mobile. If you haven't seen my other videos covering the game, either go check them out or just trust me when I say that this game is not your average anime mobile game. In yesterday's video, I told you that I'd work on a video where I broke down the entire gameplay mechanics of said game, so let's jump straight into it. This game uses both a health bar and a stamina bar, though it's worth noting in PvE missions the stamina bar is not present. I would imagine this is a way to balance PvP. So that's one less resource you'll have to worry about during PvE missions. On top of that, you don't appear to have any teammates during missions, though this could change based on the mission that you're playing. On some missions you might have one teammate, on some missions you might have no teammates. It's all up in the air right now because we've seen so little footage. However, in PvP you do have 3 teammates. These 3 characters each have their own health bar and stamina bar. I haven't found any footage of anybody switching between the 3 characters, so it's possible that these will act like stocks or lives, but I think you'll actually be able to switch between the 3 characters during combat. You move around with this joystick in the left-hand corner. That will be very easy to do on mobile games. Most mobile games have you move around like that. Then there is a meter at the bottom of the screen. Based on this one clip I found, it appears that this is some type of awakening meter. You're probably going to get some boost damage or something like that. Your specials will probably do more damage. And it appears that this triggers kind of automatically once the bar is filled up. Alternatively, there's a hotkey for it and the player just hit the hotkey the second the bar filled up. I've only seen this happen once in game, so I don't have a lot of information to go off of. This is available in both PvP and PvE. If you've ever played a MOBA game like League of Legends or Heroes of the Storm, this will sound quite familiar to you. Each character has a QWER. Judging by how far away the R is from the rest of the pack, I'm assuming that this is an ultimate attack, which we will call a plus ultra for the sake of My Hero Academia. Then you've got a QWE, which are of course your standard special moves, but what you may have noticed is this extra button over here. This button does not have a key bound to it. The Chinese text underneath the key specifically translates to ability, so considering the vague terminology, the lack of a button being bound to it, and the MOBA-like control scheme, I think this is going to be a passive ability. Each character will have their own passive ability that results in different things. You may wonder why a passive ability would need to be displayed on this HUD. Well, it's actually quite simple. For the sake of consistency, there might be some characters who need to use that button. Their passive might result in an extra ability or something like that, and for the sake of consistency, you would just still want to have this on everybody else's screen. Also, you might be able to interact with it somehow. You might be able to click and hold on that button to get a description of what exactly your passive ability does, which could be quite useful if you switch between a lot of characters and you just want a quick update of what that ability does. You've also got some extra buttons down here. You've got a block button, which funnily enough cannot be found on the PvE UI, meaning it's an exclusive feature for PvP. A run button, or perhaps maybe a dash button. I haven't seen anyone actually press this yet. An attack button, which does all your auto combo stuff, but then there's a second attack button. I can't explain this one definitely. I have to do a bunch of guesses to determine what this is. At first I thought it might be a guard break mechanic because of course you've got a block button right next to it. Well, not really next to it, on the other side of it. But this guard break button, or this second attack button, is also available in PvE as well as PvP. Why would you need a guard break mechanic if you can't even block? But it occurred to me that perhaps maybe the PvE opponents, like the AI you verse, maybe they can block but you can't, so you would still need to have that guard break mechanic. But really, as of right now, there's no way of knowing exactly what that second attack button does because I haven't seen anybody press it so far. So there you go, that's all the information we currently have about My Hero Academia Strongest Heroes combat system. Personally, I love it. It seems pretty complex for a mobile game. It seems like a lot of thought has gone into each of the mechanics. I like that in PvP there's more mechanics than there are in PvE, because the people who just want to play PvE don't want to have to learn these complex mechanics. So if you kind of strip it down a little bit, it becomes much easier for people to understand. And then for PvP, you can balance things like a stamina bar. So yeah, I can't wait to get my hands on it. Let me know what you think. If you enjoyed this video at all, or if you found it informative, I'd really appreciate you leaving a like on it. It does help other people find the video. My name has been Bilbsy, and I'll see you in the next video.